Yo, welcome back to the GM Podcast. I'm Miller.
I'm Gav.
And today we are doing our Week 7 recap.
Facts.
Great games this weekend, I felt like. Broncos at Saints. Do you really have anything to say about this game?
Yeah, the Saints didn't have their entire offense. This was not a surprise, and unlike you, I like Bo Nix, so...
Yeah, I don't like... He's a winner. He is a winner.
He's a winner!
He's a winner!
Thank you!
It's like, imagine if you put Barney on a football team and told him to play quarterback. Just a great guy. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah. Where are you going with this?
I don't know where I'm going. Bro, Bo Nix is trash.
He's a winner, bro.
He can be a winner, but he's trash.
He's a winner.
He has the mentality of a winner and the quarterback play of like prime Josh Rosen.
All right, bro. That's a stretch.
All right. He's already played. Yeah, I won't disrespect him that bad, but yeah, right now I just... Yeah. I mean, in this game, he missed 2 open receivers. It's bad.
The Broncos are back, though. 4-3.
What do you mean they're back?
Like they're not gonna have a top 5 draft pick.
Which is bad for them. Like they're only going backwards right now. Yo, I don't know why, because it's funny that they keep winning this many games. Like it's just
they're gonna keep winning. I think they play the Panthers soon.
I looked at the rest of their schedule. It's cake. I mean, they don't really play anybody that really difficult. So
yeah, it's good stuff.
Patriots at Jags, London game.
Yeah, I should have stuck with my gut and chose the Jaguars. I didn't know the Jaguars stayed in London.
Yeah, they stayed for 2 weeks.
Like they stayed while. Yeah, they were definitely comfortable. I'm not gonna take too much away from these London games. Not gonna lie, because it's definitely. It seems like for the players, it's a very unique situation. So,
I think both of these teams are just trash.
Yeah, there's nothing
Travis
really
Hunter
to take away from
sweepstakes.
it. Yeah, this is the battle for Travis Hunter.
I think the Patriots would be a good move to move off of Gerard Mayo though. Like this.
I don't know how I feel about him.
I think if he's not lifting you right now, I mean you're a 1-6 football team. If he's not lifting you up, go get an offensive guy, change the culture up. It's not worth it right now to. I mean, they're not even playing good defensively. If you let 32 points up to the Jags,
Go get Kingsbury.
Yeah, even Brian Thomas is the bright spot of this Jags team right now. He can be a good number one.
Yeah,
going forward. Titans at Bills. This was close for a while, and then the Bills just started exploding on offense. 34-10.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
That's gonna change their season. I feel like now they have a number 1 receiver.
That's the thing. It's interesting with the Bills because this definitely made them a better football team, 100%. Yeah. And I would even say it'll help them in some playoff games.
It will.
But I think before the trade, they were probably the 4th best team in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
After the trade, they're probably still the 4th best team in the AFC.
Yeah, like it didn't take them over the hump, but
it didn't take them anywhere. But you would think it would, considering that was their big problem. But I think they were who they were.
But Amari Cooper's really good, but he's not like they didn't get CeeDee Lamb, they didn't get Devontae Adams, they didn't. You know what I mean? Like,
but he's a 1 with Josh Allen, so it really didn't matter.
He's a 1, but I don't even think he's Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not. But he's good. He's a good enough of 1 to fill that hole that you had previously. That's why you didn't have any explosion against Houston or Baltimore. But like I said, Houston and Baltimore are the 2nd and 3rd best teams in the AFC.
Yeah.
That you already lost to. So the Bills might win a lot of football games for the rest of the season. But once again, it doesn't really change the outlook of their season for me.
No.
Next game, we got Packers versus Texans. Packers win this one 24-22. Did C.J. Stroud concern you in this one? 86 yards, 10 for 21.
Yeah, I didn't love what I saw from C.J. Stroud. He didn't have his number 1. Obviously, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, 0 fantasy points, did nothing.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting. And I mean, Stephon Diggs didn't do. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch too much of this game, but so I don't want to make too much judgment. But I mean, yeah, you just got to be better. And I think we could talk about Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud on the same.
No, you can't.
But I'm saying after this year, Jordan Love. This Packers team looks like a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
And if Jordan Love wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think the Packers are a better team than the Texans. I mean, I've been one of the biggest advocates of the Packers.
But why, though? Because they don't have a better receiving core.
It's just everything. And coaching, I'm a little bit more confident in because I've seen Green Bay in some of the biggest spots with Matt LaFleur. It's definitely not quarterback. So if we're trying to get,
I'm not saying it's quarterback. I'm just
and maybe.
Well, I'm just saying though, you would look at Texans roster and say it's better than Green Bay when you look at the names.
Let me put it like this: I think I don't know if the Texans are better, or I don't know who's better actually, but I know that the Packers are more likely to win their conference than the Texans are to win theirs.
Yeah.
Which is why we're not going to get a Packers-Texans. And if we do, the Packers will probably win again. But I think Packers and Lions right now are the undebated two best teams in the NFC, and there's no argument whatsoever. And I think the Chiefs and Baltimore in the AFC are the top two, no argument, and then there's a little bit of a gap.
Right.
I think it's the same way. I think the Texans are probably that fifth best team in football, but I don't know. It's scary when you have two more teams ahead of you. That Baltimore's a bad matchup, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So with Houston, that's another one where I look forward, and obviously with Super Bowl aspirations, they got to get some stuff together and make another big trade and get that defense really hitting on all cylinders, or they probably won't. Because Joe Mixon had a great game.
Yeah.
And
Joe Mixon's been balling this year when he's healthy.
Yeah, Joe. I didn't think like we said early episodes. I didn't think he was going to ball out like he has, but
yeah,
he's balling out. Next game we got Eagles at Giants. 28-3. Saquon went off.
Saquon return game. Saquon went off. Kind of like I called at the beginning of the year. It's going to change his offense. He's that guy. The Eagles' weapons, AJ Brown. That might be the best. Is that the best trio in the league?
I think it has. I mean, if you want to say Jalen Hurts isn't that good. I mean, you could also say Mixon, Stroud, and Nico right now because they're killing it. But yeah, I mean, we got a good three.
I'd probably say
Jalen Hurts missed a couple.
Nah, I'm talking about not minus the quarterback.
Like, you're talking about with Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So Devontae Smith, Barkley, and
yeah,
I would definitely say it's up there because you could argue that
they're just Diggs, Nico, and Mixon.
Yeah, and Barkley's the best running back out of those guys.
Because if you throw Hurts in there, I'm gonna take this Texans.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not mad at that. But I think the Eagles needed this win in this dominant fashion. It's gonna give them confidence, especially defensively.
Yeah.
So thank you, Eagles, for not giving me a stressful Sunday.
Yeah.
And
win.
Yeah, we got Cincinnati next week, so that's gonna be an interesting one.
Very.
I feel like that's an extremely important game
for both teams.
Yeah, and we'll explain that when we give you guys predictions. But
yeah.
Lions at Vikings, 31-2.
I called it.
Yes, you did. This is the game that I got wrong. Once again, I'm down 7 in picks.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think the Lions are just the best team in the NFC by far.
That might be the best team in the NFL.
They have the best offense in the NFL. I can tell you that for damn sure. And there's not a single doubt in my mind. Jared Goff right now.
Jared Goff is good.
He's
good.
Because when you give him time,
he's good,
and he has time behind his crazy O-line.
Yeah, I mean,
their whole offense is it's built perfectly well. I saw Colin Cowherd call it like the 2017 Warriors with KD. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. Their offense is like that.
I wouldn't go that far on the fact that you got to think about the 2017 Warriors. Like, they have two top. They have two top 15 players all time. Like,
they also won 2 rings, so it's kind of. But
yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I would say it reminds me of last year's 49ers team.
No,
like
they're better,
but only at quarterback. I'm talking about skill positions. What's around Goff?
Yeah.
Like, you have Trent Williams. You have an elite O line. You have weapons on the outside. You have,
if you're the Lions,
a great running game. Christian McCaffrey. Is probably equivalent to Montgomery and Gibbs combined.
Whoa,
McCaffrey's probably.
No, he's very good. I mean, Gibbs is just.
But I mean, up till last week, Montgomery was good for a touchdown a game. Like that. Yeah. That duo.
And I think it's better to have a running back by committee than it is to have just a Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. Because you see, Jordan Mason is playing good. He'll still get reps when Christian McCaffrey.
That committee is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
If McCaffrey comes back.
But wait, which game were we just talking about? I had
Lions Vikings.
Yeah. The Lions need to go all in for a pass rusher.
Yeah.
This is their year.
Crosby.
I don't think they're trying to trade Crosby, but I mean, if you call the Raiders 2 first, give me Max Crosby.
I wouldn't give up 2 firsts.
2 firsts is a little crazy, but a first and a second, bro. Your window is right.
Yeah.
Gav, I need you to look at the NFC right now.
Nah, yeah.
Who other than, like I said, bro, and it's funny. This is how I think this is gonna play out. I think the Lions are so dominant right now; they'll get the 1 seed. I think the Packers will get the 5 seed, and I think the Vikings will get the 6 seed. Right.
Yeah.
The Packers would low-key want to play the Lions in Detroit because they would want to play in a dome. But still, I mean, the Lions are that dominant right now that I don't know. I would still ride with Green Bay because they were my original pick. But I don't know. The Lions, it looks like they're going to the Super Bowl this year.
They're good.
And the Vikings, obviously, Vikings impressed me yesterday. They're a good football team.
Yeah. They get out to these good starts, and then it's like they try to hold on.
Yeah. They need to start playing and win. They need to understand that they are a good football team. Yeah. They have arrived. Yeah. And once they start playing football like that, then it'll be dangerous. But you never know if that'll happen when you have Sam Darnold at quarterback. Yeah. Seattle whoops Atlanta.
Surprised me.
34-14.
Yeah. I think it's fair to just judge the Seahawks and just call them streaky.
For sure.
They're not bad, but they're not great.
Geno Smith looks great also when he's not pressured.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's defense is horrible. There's nothing else to say about that right now. They are playing horrible football. We obviously didn't expect that with the addition of Judon and all those guys, but
Simmons and that secondary is elite.
I mean, in Atlanta, you do have to score more than 14 points.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins more touchdowns than more interceptions than touchdowns. That's not okay either.
But the last minute drive of the first half where DK Metcalf caught like a deep post, which great route by him and great catch through contact. But that was 2 plays that happened where they got all the way down the field and scored a touchdown.
Atlanta, I can't say Bijan's playing good this year.
Bijan is making stuff happen. They have a weird kind of system where they only like doing outside zone, and it's not a lot of inside zone. If you watch it, like Kirk Cousins is sprinting out to get to the stretch. I don't know why that is. I don't know what the philosophy on that is. I honestly don't know who the offensive coordinator for the Falcons is right now. I'm blanking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're kind of getting to that inconsistent range too.
Yeah, no, both of them. These teams are on the same tier.
So
like they could, if they played again, I could see the Falcons winning 30-14.
Exactly. Like they could just as easily flip next week. But yeah, those are 2 teams that are definitely playoff contenders as far as getting to the playoffs. Yeah. Not winning anything, but they just gotta find something more consistent. Bengals at Browns. Bengals won 21-14.
Once again, the Bengals beating a very, very, very bad team, not extremely convincingly.
Yeah.
Next week's make or break for the Bengals.
We know who they are. Me. And Deshaun Watson ruptured Achilles.
I think the Bengals are on the same tier as the Jets, how I look at them, as in the only difference is I like Joe Burrow and I don't know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers at this point.
Would you put the Eagles in that tier?
Yeah. And the tier is they have a roster, they don't have a team.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah. For sure.
So, yeah.
I think also Deshaun Watson ruptured Achilles. That experiment is over in Cleveland.
And it's a $72 million cap hit for the rest of this year and next year, guaranteed, no matter what they do with him.
So, obviously, that's going to go down as the worst signing in NFL history. But kind of wanted to talk about the fans, how they booed. What did you think about that?
I didn't see what happened.
The fans booing when he ruptured his Achilles and he's getting carted off.
That's bad, bro.
He's
a human.
It's so tough.
He's a human.
Yeah. Because obviously the off the field stuff. I'm not even educated enough to know if he got charged. If it's true or not, yeah. If it's true. If it is, then if people are booing the person.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's still you still don't boo.
I feel like though if they would have done that, they would boo him when he runs out. They would.
Yeah. And I saw an interesting take this morning. I forgot who said it, but they wouldn't have been booing if he had scored touchdowns.
Yeah. No.
So it's like
he's a human at the end of the day.
So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about the Browns other than they're bad.
It's a bad look. Dolphins at Colts. I can tell you 100%. I did not tune into this game at all.
At all. But the Dolphins need a quarterback. Waddle and Tyreek need a quarterback. I mean, they get him back next week.
Did you say he's not wearing? Did you see he's not wearing a Guardian helmet?
Yeah, bro.
After we talked, he said, "Bro, I gotta stay drippy. I can't go. I can't go out."
They said it was due to personal preferences.
No, that's what he said. He said that in the press conference. He said it was personal preference. I mean, Tua.
You prefer to
be a Nugget.
Like, I think that answer right there proves he already has CTE. I think Tua saying he's not going to wear the Guardian cap. Like, Tua definitely has CTE.
Yeah, he'll be
does. He'll be on AB's podcast soon.
Like, bro, I'm sorry because we've talked about this already, and we feel like Tua should come back because he loves it so much. Well, no, not should, but like we understand why he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't come back,
but You can't at least wear the Guardian helmet for your family, bro. Like I don't know. Commanders at my fault. Panthers at Commanders. Commanders win 40-7.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels gets hurt, and they're just like, yeah, we don't need you. So put on street clothes. The Panthers are bad, and the Commanders are good, and the fact that they were dominant, even though they're playing the Panthers, even though the fact that they were dominant after Jaden Daniels goes down just shows that they have a good system as well in place with this organization.
Yeah, the Commanders are a good team.
Yeah, well coached.
Probably the best team outside of the NFC North and the NFC. Bryce Young had a game of all time, 2 for 2 for -4 yards. Why even put him in? But I'm just looking at that and it's funny.
Yeah.
Next game, we got Raiders at Rams. Another one I did not tune into because I kind of knew the outcome already.
I knew the Rams were going to win,
even though it was kind of close, which was also kind of expected because the Rams aren't playing their best football
at all.
It's confusing because I have the feeling that I actually looked today. I think the Rams will win this division. Weirdly. They're only a game behind.
I don't like how high you are on them.
It's just the bro. What wins games in this quarterback or in this league?
Yeah,
quarterback,
sure,
coach. If their defense can be okay and Puka and Cooper Kupp,
but we're getting to that point in the season where it's like, are you gonna turn it around?
But that's my point. They're not too deep out right now. They're 2 games behind Seattle and they're a game behind San Fran, and they've already beat San Fran. So they're really in the race right now. Like they're in the middle of the race. They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. And I think they're the best team. Like, do you think they're the best team in this? Because
I think the 49ers are the best team.
The 49ers without Ayuk.
But with McCaffrey, so it's
we'll see. But they have to get there first, and that we don't.
I would still say the 49ers are better. I mean, they have
And by the way, I called this right after the Super Bowl ended. I knew the type of season they would have. It's a Super Bowl funk. It happens. Especially with the team that's been there religiously, going to the playoffs every single year. It felt like this year it had to take a toll. It had to take a toll. After how many Super Bowl appearances have they been to or NFC championships? Like they're in the mix every single year.
And they're 0-2 now against Mahomes.
It happens.
0-5 all time against Mahomes.
For the rest of this year, I won't be high on the 49ers because I just don't think. There's not a way they can beat the Lions or the Packers this year. It's just, it can't happen. They're just as presently constituted. They are not beating any of the powerhouses in the NFC.
Presently constructed.
Yeah. Jets at Steelers.
Steelers, that is the best your offense has looked in a while, and y'all were passing it. At first, you were booing Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Smart move. This is the quarterback. You see Pickens all of a sudden is balling.
It makes me emotional to see Pittsburgh throw the ball down the field again.
Yeah.
Makes me think of AB and Ben.
Yeah, seeing Pittsburgh throw the ball down the field, I'm a Ravens fan, but it was at least it was watchable.
Yeah.
I have not been able to watch the Steelers. The Steelers the past 5 years, I don't know. It's been TJ Watt, please get a fumble.
Battle line,
please get a fumble 6. Please get a pick 6. It's just I don't know.
And it felt good to obviously see George Pickens get involved in this offense. We've been talking about it for the longest time how talented this guy is,
and we know I said this if he had a Mahomes, if George Pickens went to Kansas City right now, we'd be talking top 10 in the league.
Yeah, and
he's that talented.
Yeah, and by the way, how does this improve your view on the Steelers? Because for me, it definitely does.
Yeah, it does. I think they can go and beat somebody with Russell Wilson because they can pass with other teams.
Absolutely.
With Justin.
Well, I feel like we need to see a game against another contender. I feel like we need to see.
No. It's not about whether they're. I'm not saying they're as good or they can pass as good as these other teams.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is
they don't.
You can make a mistake now.
Yeah.
On offense, you could throw a pick and still go back and drive down the field.
Yeah.
They were playing mistake-free football with Justin Fields. It was 4-2. It was working. They didn't play a lot of great teams, but it was working at the time. But with Russell Wilson, like I said, you can make mistakes. You can give your defense a rest.
We've been Russell Wilson fans for a long. Russell Wilson, I thought he was a top 3 quarterback.
Let Russ cook.
He cooked. Other than the first couple. And on the Jets side, Aaron Rodgers is not playing good football.
No, he's not, and he might be done.
He probably is.
He probably is. This probably is it for
this. Felt like the game they couldn't lose, and they lost in dramatic fashion. I mean, Garrett Wilson.
I mean, they were in panic mode. I mean, you fire your coach, then you bring in Devontae Adams. It's like Aaron Rodgers is on you.
I mean, I would hate to even watch their. First off, they can't run the football to save their life. They can't run block because it's not on Brees. Brees.
But you got to think like they only gave Brees 15 carries and he was cooking like. I'm not.
They're too quick to get away from the run. They're
they don't run the ball enough.
They find themselves in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 far too often. You can't play offense like that. You can't play offense behind schedule. Aaron Rodgers can no longer escape the pocket. He's a statue now. Yeah. So how are you going to expand plays on 3rd and 12 if your quarterback cannot move?
Yeah.
You can't play offense like that. And you watch when they're getting good first down plays in the first couple possessions, they're moving the football. They're the team that everybody thought they were going to be. I mean, I feel like most people thought the Jets were going to be a good football team this year, even if they said they didn't.
Yeah.
I was one of those. And to see them go 2-5 after and really what this boils down to for me is the Robert Saleh firing.
Yeah.
To this day, the timing of it does not make sense.
At all.
Firing him after losing by a possession to the only undefeated team in the league, and now, or other than Chiefs, and now you give up 37 to the Steelers, who don't score points, with a quarterback that hasn't played all season, a quarterback who we thought was washed as Aaron Rodgers, and now Aaron Rodgers is throwing 2 picks, playing horrible, being a statue in the pocket against Pittsburgh. It's bad to watch.
He wasn't the problem.
And Robert Saleh, defensive mind, the defense was playing up to par, especially, like I said, against Minnesota. It's just the Jets. I ain't gonna lie, watching them, I was sick yesterday.
It was.
I felt like that watching certain teams. Like when I watched Steelers versus Cowboys the other day, I was sick.
Yeah,
as well. But yeah, it's a bad look.
Yeah.
That's about it. Obviously, Ravens and Buccaneers play tonight.
We got Ravens and Chargers tonight.
Chargers and Cardinals. I feel like that's a very interesting, slept on, interesting one. Cardinals are 2-4 as well. Out of all, like they're still in the hunt, which is insane.
Yeah, I'm taking Ravens and Chargers to win tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
you already know what it is, but
if the Bucks win this,
that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.